much for joining us today. I am so thrilled that you are checking in and checking out this wonderful opportunity for some free training. If this is an area that you've been wanting to get into, this is a great opportunity for you. So welcome everyone, and I am going to hand it over to Miss Marla. Marla, welcome.
Thank you, ladies. I'm a little bit technically challenged and I didn't have a chance to practice this before our call. So I guess I can just share my screen. Right. Let's hope that this works. Bear with me 1 second. All right.
And you're in good company here because we are all a little technically challenged.
Now, I'm not sure what you guys see. Do you see a slide that says training strategy for unlocking careers?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you see anything else?
We can see you and we can see the stream, both.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for your time today. Let me tell you a little bit about what we're doing, and I hope that this will be of interest to some of you. And so what we're doing is I'll just kind of do the setup. We're providing free training to become a behavior technician or a registered behavior technician. And in the field of ABA, which stands for Applied Behavior Analysis. And so what that means is that as a registered behavior technician or behavior technician, you'll be working with kiddos or possibly adults who've been diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder. This is a huge field and in demand. They can't get enough behavior technicians to work in the agencies. And so we're a tech company. We actually work with autism agencies, and we saw this need around the country, and we wanted to be part of the solution. And so typically we sell this training to autism agencies, but what we thought we could do is partner with awesome organizations like Dress for Success in Denver, make the training free to their community, and then provide a list of agencies who are hiring in those communities so that we help the kiddos who are getting the treatment. We help people in the community find meaningful work that pays more than minimum wage. We help the agencies. And so it's a win-win all the way around. So let me just tell you, and at any time, feel free to stop me and say, hey, I have a question. So what a registered behavior technician is, it's a 40-hour training program, and it's a national certification. So let's say you ended up moving out of Colorado to another state. This certification is recognized throughout the United States. And as I mentioned, it's in such high demand, it would be pretty easy to get another job as a registered behavior technician. Now, the training that we're offering is two different types. There's the behavior technician training, which is 18.5 hours, or the RBT training, which is 40 hours. And what this does is when you work with a kiddo who's been diagnosed, is you're teaching them skill acquisition. It could be tying their shoe. It could be how to brush their teeth, how to get dressed. You're also working with these kiddos who are on the spectrum in minimizing maladaptive behaviors, clapping hands, making noises, rocking, some very stereotypical things that happen with kiddos who are on the spectrum. What's also really meaningful about this is not only are you changing lives, those children's lives, the parents, how the kids interact within their communities, but you're able to make good money at it too. It pays, considerably higher than minimum wage. And it typically starts off as part-time. So you get your foot in the door in these autism agencies, and you may discover that there's other areas within that you like more. So it's a great opening to a career path. You may discover, gosh, you really like operations, or maybe you really like administration, or maybe you decide you'd like to pursue a clinical route, which could mean getting a bachelor's degree. So you'd be writing treatment plans, or maybe if you wanted to go on and get a master's degree. I mean, there's a lot of different avenues that could be taken. I'm going to stop for a second and see if anybody has any questions so far. No? Okay. So we're the Institute for Behavioral Training. We've been around many, many years, and the individuals who created the training are professionals in the field who've both worked in the field for over 20 years each. And they've worked in clinical setting, they worked in a school setting, they've worked in home settings. And so our training is, as I mentioned at the onset, nationally recognized. Now, the benefit is that you can go through some training that is no cost to you and get a job upon completion of that training. You have 30 days to complete it. And what we do is you can send us a resume, and we would schedule a phone call with you. Nikki is our training person who would speak with you. And then we give you a token. So you would log on, get the training. Upon completion, we send you a list of agencies in the area who are hiring. Or if you don't want to go with any of those agencies, you'd be able to find an agency on your own as well. Typically, autism agencies like candidates who already have the training, and prefer candidates who come with the training, who've completed the training already. When you work at an agency, typically the therapy sessions are 2 hours. You are being supervised. They also, once you start working in an agency, they continue to provide training and hands-on training in this field as well. Gosh, I've probably left a lot of stuff out. When we do a screening, when we speak with you, we find out about kind of what your goals are, what your interests are. People who do really well in this job typically like kids, have a passion for kids. It could be individuals who also maybe studied psych as a major, or sociology, education, human development. That could be either an AA or a bachelor's degree, or have an area of interest in those areas. Nikki is our individual who works with community members, and you could reach her at recruiting@ibehavioraltraining.com, or you could call her at area code 818-686-5908. Any questions? I probably went through that really, really fast.
I have a quick question for you. This is
Sure.
Diaja. You talked about the 2 different hours of training. So if you do the full 40-hour, are you getting the same information that you would if you were doing the 18-hour? I know that the 40-hour you get more, but I'm just saying the 18 is the starting, and then the 40 would be adding on to that. Is that how that works?
Well, we would, upon looking at your area of interest, would either give you the 18.5-hour training or the 40-hour training, depending on what is needed in that market. And so you would have your, so it'd be either one or the other, but it wouldn't be both.
Okay, and as well, my other question is, do people ever become independent contractors through the agencies?
God, that is such a great question. I don't know the answer to that. I spoke with somebody.
Because, for example, what I'm thinking in my mind, just so you know, is it would be great to partner up with a pediatric office, for example. So then, like the pediatrician my child has, that particular office, they offer a lot of different types of therapy based on what your child needs, but they're always needing new therapists or people with like the certifications, the regional certifications to do those therapies. And with COVID, a lot of people don't feel comfortable going to a facility. They would rather have, you know, like home health care nurse visiting, that kind of thing. So I was just wondering about that.
That's a great question. And you brought up a really good point. So in terms of, but let me address your first point first regarding being an independent contractor. So if you are an RBT, and this was set up by an independent board. It's not part of our company or anything like that. There's certain rules that you have to follow. And one of that is that 5% of your hours are being supervised by what's called a BCBA, a board certified behavior analyst. So if you were to freelance, so to speak, you would need to be receiving supervision from a BCBA. So that's the first point on that.
And before you go on any further, to be able to have that, do you help us find the person or organization to be under that auspice, or is it our responsibility to find out for ourselves?
That's a great question. Well, if you worked at an agency, that supervision comes. If you chose to be an independent contractor, you could go to the BACB website and find a BCBA in your area who would be willing to supervise you. And you could always contact me and I could show you, that website where that is and how to do that. So we could provide some additional assistance to help you.
Great, thank you.
And Tiaja, first of all, beautiful name. God, there was another point. There was another point that you mentioned that I wanted to address, and unfortunately, now I can't remember what that point was, but maybe it'll come back to me. Great question, thank you.
It was about that. It was about the hours, whether you took the shorter one or the longer one, and did the shorter one or the longer one include the shorter one? And you said at that point, based on what the response to the questionnaire or survey would be, would it help determine which course you would take?
Thank you. So the longer training, the 40-hour training, does encapsulate everything that's in the 18.5-hour training and more.
Fantastic. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions? And Gloria, what I could do is I would be happy to send you, Gloria, this information, and you could send it out to the participants today, which has everything that I went over, as well as the contact information, should you ladies decide that this is something that you'd want to pursue. Gloria, would that be okay if I send you this information to give to your ladies?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, fantastic. Well, I'll let you guys continue to meet. Unless there was anything else, Gloria, that you wanted me to share, or
not for me particularly, but ladies, please feel free to unmute yourselves and ask any questions. This is a good opportunity to ask any questions that you have about this. Yeah, we're going to do the going once. Going twice.
Well, it's me again. It's me again, Tiaja.
Okay.
I just want to say, because my own child was a special needs child, and I was able to get therapies and various things with help for him, he was able to outgrow those things. So the thing is that the disorders or diagnoses that people get that are related to autism are not always a lifelong thing, but they still can be. And so I really appreciate this opportunity, because now my child is grown and I still would like to help people if I could, and I love kids, and I'm also on the Merrill Head Start board. So we deal with a lot of parents who are looking for guidance on how to help their children. So this is an opportunity that would give me a chance to help and also still work my other job. So I'm really excited. So this was a great idea. So I just wanted to tell you, thank you.
And please
Oh,
feel, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
you go ahead.
And also, please feel free to share the information about this particular opportunity with those parents, because there might be some parents in there who would be interested in not only helping their child, but other children as well who are going through the same thing. And that goes for all of you ladies. If you know women or men who are interested, because you take men as well, right?
Absolutely.
So if you know anyone who is looking for an opportunity in this field, please feel free to share the information with them as well. So,
So,
okay. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Marla.
oh no, I just want to say thank you again so very much, and greatly. It's always such an honor to be in front of your awesome community back in Denver, where I grew up. And so thank you so very much, ladies. And Gloria, I'll send this information to you following this call. And I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Marla, for being with us. Ladies, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. Thank you for joining in to learn more. It's always important that we give ourselves those opportunities to learn more about what's out there that we can take advantage of. And this is, one of those great opportunities for training for a job that can certainly pay you a lot more than, minimum wage, and can have some career opportunities ahead. So thank you, Marla, for being with us again. We really appreciate you, and have a wonderful day, everyone.
All right, my pleasure. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.